Hello everyone, and welcome to Chapter 3. Let me put that up so you can see. Here we go. Chapter 3 for Shadow and Fortune. Let's continue our story. Make sure you click on the annotations on the screen for Chapter 2 and 1 if you have not seen those, so you can understand what is happening currently. But quick summary. Chapter 2, we talked about Olaf and the fisherman. In Chapter 1, it was with Lucian. And a little bit about Lucian and how he dealt with those guys. Chapter 3, let's move on. The air around the White Wharf usually smelled of gold crab and rotten fish. Today it tasted of scorched meat and wood smoke. A flavor which Misfortune was coming to associate with even ever more of Gangplank's men dying. Ash darkened the sky and reeking fumes drifted westwards from burning vats of rendered leviathan blubber on the slaughter docks. Slaughter docks, by the way, that's Gangplank's quote from the game. Misfortune's mouth felt greasy, and she spat on the crooked timbers of the wharf. The water below scummed with residue expelled by the thousands of corpses sunk beneath the water over the years. "You and your men had a busy night," she said, nodding toward the smoke rising from the western cliffs. "Aye, that we did," agreed Raffen. "Plenty more of Gangplank's men going under today." "How many did you get?" asked Misfortune. "Another 10 of his Craigside lads," said Raffen. Or Rafen. "And the boneyard scallies won't be bothering us again." Misfortune nodded in approval and turned to look at the ornate bronze cannon laid on the quayside. Jackknife Byrne lay inside the barrel, finally dead from the gut shot he'd taken on the day everything changed. The day the dead pool exploded in full view of Bilgewater. A gun shunt meant for her. Someone's trying to kill my baby. Now it was time for Byron to go down among the dead man, and she owed it to him to be there to see him go under. Around 200 men and women had come to pay their respects, her own lieutenants, Baron's old gang members, and strangers she thought might be a former crewman or curious gawkers hoping to see the woman who'd brought down Gangplank. Byron said he'd once run his own ship, a two-masted brigantine that was the terror of the Noxian coast, but she only had his word for that. Maybe that was true, maybe it wasn't, but in Bilgewater, more often than not, the truth was far stranger than any tale spun by the city's many chanty men. "I see you got them fighting each other out on the slaughter dock as well," said Misfortune, brushing particles of ash from her lapels, or lapels, I'm not sure. Long red hair spilled from beneath a tricorn hat and gathered on the shoulders of a formal frock coat. "Yeah, wasn't hard to turn the Rat Town dogs and Wharf King against each other," said Rafen. "Vangelis always had his eye on that patch," says Traven's voice. "Took it from his old man a decade ago." "That's true?" "Who knows?" said Rafen. "Don't matter. Nohow, Gala would say anything to control that part of the docks. I just helped him along. Not much left to control over there now." "No," agreed Raffen with a grin. "They pretty much killed the hell out of each other. Don't reckon we'll get trouble from either of them gangs anytime soon. Another week like this, and there won't be any of Gangplank's people left alive." Rafen gave her a strange look, and Misfortune pretended not to notice. "Come on, let's get Brian sunk," said Misfortune. Ooh. They walked over to the cannon, ready to roll into the sea. A forest of wooden markers dotted the scummed surface of the water, ranging the simple wooden discs to elaborate sculptures of sea worms. I'm not sure what that means, but... "Anyone want to say anything?" said Misfortune. Nobody did, and she nodded to Raven. But before they could tip the cannon into the water, a booming voice echoed over the wharf. I bring words for him. Misfortune turned to see a giant of a woman clad in colorful robes and acres of fabric striding down the docks towards them. A posse of tattooed menfolk accompanied her. A dozen youths armed with tooth-bladed spears, wide-mouthed pistols, and hooked clubs. They swaggered like the cocksure gangers they were, standing with their priestess like they owned the docks. Seven Hells! What's she doing here? Seven Hells, that's from Game of Thrones. Did Laloy know Byron? I can't say that name. No, she knows me, said Misfortune. I heard that her and Gamplite used to, you know. Really? So the scuttlebutt goes. By the bearded lady, no wonder Okau's men have been giving us such a hard time these last few weeks. Aloy, again, cannot say that name. Aloy carried a heavy stone sphere that looked as if it weighed about as much as a siren's anchor. The towering priestess carried it everywhere she went, and Misfortune assumed it was some kind of totem. What everyone else called the bearded lady, they called something virtually unpronounceable. Aloy produced a peeled mango from somewhere and took a bite. She noisily chewed the fruit with her mouth open and looked down the barrel of the cannon. A Bilgewater man deserves the blessing of the Nagakaboros, yes? Why not? Said Misfortune. He's going to meet the goddess after all. Nagakaboros, can't say that again, doesn't live in the depths, said Aloy. Only foolish Pei Langi think that. Nagakaboros isn't everything we do that moves us along our path. Yeah. How stupid of me, said Misfortune. Aloy spat the fibrous mango pit in the water and swung the stone adder around like a giant cannonball, holding it up in front of Misfortune. You're not stupid, Sarah. By the way, Sarah is Misfortune, said Aloy with a laugh. But you don't even know what you are, what you've done. Why are you really here, Aloy? Is this about him? Ha! Not even a little bit, snorted Aloy. My life is for Nagakaborus. A god or a man? What choice is that? None at all, said Misfortune. Bad luck for Gangplank. Aloy grinned, exposing a mouthful of pulped mango. You're not wrong, she said with a slow nod, but you still don't hear. You let a razor eel off the hook, and you ought to stamp on its neck and walk away before it sinks its fangs into you. Then your motion will be gone forever. What does that mean? Come and see me when you figure it out, said Aloy, holding out her hand. Nestled in her palm was a pendant of pink coral arranged in a series of curves radiating from a central hub like a single unblinking eye. Take it, said Aloy. What is it? A token of Nagakaborus to guide you when you're lost. What is it really? Nothing more than I say. Misfortune hesitated, but too many people were gathered for her to openly offend a priestess of the bearded lady by refusing her gift. She took the pendant and removed her tricorn to loop the leather thong around her neck. Aloy leaned in to whisper. I don't think you're stupid, she said. Prove me right. Why do I care what you think? Said Misfortune. Because a storm is coming, said Aloy, nodding at something over Misfortune's shoulder. You know the one. So you best be ready to turn your prow into the waves. She turned and kicked Byron's cannon from the dock. It splashed down hard and sank in a fort of bubbles before the fatty surface residue reformed, leaving only its bobbing mark across to indicate who was below. The priestess of the bearded lady marched back the way she had come, towards a temple in the cliff crater, and misfortune turned to gaze out to sea. A storm was brewing way out in the deep ocean. But that wasn't where Leloy had been looking. She'd been looking towards the Shadow Isles. Holy shit. The Shadow Isles. The place where Hecarim, Mordekaiser, Elise... Oh man. The storm's coming from there. Wow, this is great. This is fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed Chapter 3. We're currently on our last chapter, which is Chapter 4 down below. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below on what you think about the story so far. Let us move on to Chapter 4. It shall be quite the closure, I think. Should be interesting. Thank you once again for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe for more lore badassery. And have a great day.